the full twist. Of course, the double twist has a higher tariff, a higher start value. So that's why it's worth doing the double twist. Otherwise, no one would. They just stick with the easy vault. And the very little dynamic Romanian gymnast Diana Bulimar.
5.8. It's going to be a Yurchenko, I imagine. There we go, wrap in, double twist, slight step back offline. Not just as good as Mustafina for me, but it'd be a reasonable score nevertheless.
She's also a very tiny gymnast and very dynamic. Now, it was difficult to see from the angle, but I don't think her feet absolutely made the whole two twists. She's offline, actually, as she flips on, isn't she? Let's just see. No, they did. They did. There was no question mark. So really, nice tight legs, nice body shape. It'll just be the deduction for being slightly offline.
And if you notice from the block there on the replay, she was quite arched. And I think she just twisted a little bit early, and then obviously she struggled to come round.
14.766. Yes, the judges agreed with you, Craig. Not quite as good as Mustafina's. And Naomi Makra from Hungary. Another gymnast who's excited us in the junior ranks, particularly on the asymmetric bars. Super Shaposhnikova, the flight back. Lovely hop. Really swings lovely here. Look how high that front somersault to regrasp was. Really very nice, tidy gymnast. Oh, and a big toe on Kachev as well. She's got a real talent for the asymmetric bars, this gymnast. Links the skills excellently, generates swing and speed as she goes along. Tight there, but a very, very late full pirouette. That will lose her some marks, but super, super double straight dismount.
Lovely routine there.
Yeah, oh, sorry, I missed, just looked away, and they obviously ran that in. So that was
13.466 there for the bars.
13.466.
This is where all eyes will be focusing now on the vault. See if she can maintain the lead. Andrea Jordash.
Yeah. She's a great vaulter. Larissa Jordash is great on three pieces. She's not so special on bars. So she knows she's not too bad, but she's not so special.
Yeah.
So she knows she needs to build her lead over these first three pieces. She knows this vault needs to be almost faultless.
5.8 difficulty, so I'm probably guessing it's a Yurchenko double twist.
That's right.
So how well can she do it compared to her rivals? Let's see. Strong attack down the runway. Block up the top, very nice indeed. Yep, cracking vault.
Very tidy, very neat. It's not always possible to see on the TV screen, but I think that didn't have quite the flight off the top that some we've seen. I just think she sort of brought the shoulders a little bit forwards on contact. Let's have a look. Just slightly forwards, but it was very, very clean, no question. A bit of a direction deduction again for being off line, but good shape, good confidence, wasn't it? You never felt you had to hold your breath.
No, it was a very positive run-up and approach to the vault. Blocked off the top, wrapped in there, made the double twist look easy. Slight crossing of the legs there, and that step back. Probably not match Mustafina, but I think close to 15, it won't be far off.
I was going to say a high 14, I would suspect. She looks happy with life there. 14.9. We weren't, like you said, great. We're doing all right.
Not too far off.
And that pops her into the lead ahead of Mustafina. Julia Steingruber, who was second after the first two pieces of apparatus. What can she show us on the asymmetric bars? Swings back just a little untidy on the legs and forwards again. And with the half turn, the coach is allowed to stand there for safety. Smooth half turn into the Markelov, the release move across the bar. Just a bit late on that pirouette into the Gingher somersault. She's packing the difficulty in. Some of it just looking a tiny bit rushed. Half turn again, double front dismount, nice and high. She did very well with that routine.
I was totally impressed with that, Christine, there. Talk about packing in the difficulty from all the release and catch elements that she put in. I think she did catch the bar in one of them on the top bar. Whether the judges picked that up or not, and like you say, on that full turn into the Gingher somersault, it was quite late on the turn, which will take a deduction, but jam-packed.
Every time the gymnasts bend their elbows, you can see that, bent arms, then the judges can deduct. So a routine like this can actually, because again she caught with quite bent elbows, can be heavily deducted. It's how they're applying the judging system, or how strict they're being. But it made it look a bit rushed, although it was difficult and exciting.
I totally agree with you, and also it looked, you know, like she was putting the effort in, that she was working hard in that routine. She give it her all, which is always nice to see. I think somebody putting a lot in.
Yeah, but the secret of being a great gymnast is make it look very easy. If it looks hard, it probably accrues a few deductions. But I have to say, Julia Steingruber has made big progress since we saw her at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, and Krishina will be next on the bars to lay her challenge. As you can see there, just applying the water, making sure that her grip will be perfect during the routine.
And last year on bars, Krishina was, in fact, took the silver medal on bars. So she's a gymnast with plenty of pedigree on asymmetric bars. The Russians always are. It's one of their favourite pieces of apparatus. It's you very, very rarely, well, I can't think I've ever seen a Russian gymnast who couldn't swing bars. I'm sure in their selection process, it's one of the absolute essentials.
Well, it's a very technical piece, bars, for the women. We were discussing earlier about the floor and the vault and the beam are very similar in terms of acrobatic skills, where the uneven bars are very technical, and one thing the Russians are very technical in their coaching of gymnastics, and that has never changed.
No, it hasn't changed, and you know, the many Russian coaches now coach all around the world. One of the most famous, of course, being Valery Lukin in the USA, and all the gymnasts they produce are always marked with a very technical expertise. There we are, 13.8 on the asymmetric bars. Not a bad score at all.
Doing very nicely, still in 4th place.
And here we have Anastasia Grishina. Lovely stoop in and out, and there you see dead straight arms into the full pirouette. Big piked Kachev straight down into the somersault to the low bar. And the half turn, the flight from the low to the high with a half turn. Another big release, pike Jaeger, full of difficulty, this routine. Lovely clean turn, swings now into the full twisting double back, not a flicker. Now that was class bar work.
Very nice indeed. Look at that, a big smile, a high five of the coach. Very happy with that, and should hopefully push her right back amongst it as they head into their final rotation. Like you say, you can see the influence of Russian gymnastics in every piece of that work, so precise. We just look here, look at the height there on the pike Kachev, straight down into the pike to the bottom bar.
And the pause she gives herself when she hits her handstand, she hits such a perfect handstand that she can just pause a little and then start and give the next move maximum amplitude. And that, of course, is the skill of a great bar worker.
Absolutely, a sign of real classic gymnastics. Look at that, fixed, bang, up to the handstand, nice straight arms. There you go, stoop full turn, half turn, into the Jaeger. High five from the coach, job done. Nice to see the gymnast smiling for once.
So then the judges have the hard task. There's, of course, 2 judges doing the difficulty. They add up all the moves to give you the difficulty value, because you don't actually hand in your difficulty value. You don't hand in the tariff sheet. 15.033. Very impressive score. Puts her into 3rd position. Grishina.
Turning into a bit of a fight at the top of the table now.
Ida Gustafsson from Sweden, also very nice gymnast on the asymmetric bars. Beautiful handstand again, and the swing back, straight back up to the handstand again. Full of determination here. Good full pirouette into, oh, very nicely flighted somersault to recatch. And oh, short clear into the Kachev. Very, very difficult skill that. Gosh, that's 3 difficult releases we've had in a row. Half turn, she needs a good dismount now. Up she goes, full twisting double back, she makes it. That was, didn't quite have the poise of Grishina, but that was packed full routine.
Really nice to see the Swedish gymnasts here getting amongst it. I mean, that routine didn't look out of place whatsoever, and some great flighted release and catches there, and not just catching close to the bar, which will be deducted. The judges are looking for the gymnast to catch at full strength, and plenty of flight. There we can see clear circle into the full turn, very accurate there. Kicks way up into the Ginga somersault at full stretch catch. Very good.
The Swedish gymnasts have been promising for some time. They've had good juniors for quite a while, and now they're starting to make good senior gymnasts as well. Bars are always their best piece. Roxana Popa-Nadeku from Spain.
5.8, probably another Yuchenko. There we go, pop off the top. Double twist, very nice. One slight step on landing, but a very compact Yuchenko.
One of the best double twists we've seen, I think, there, Craig. It's a bit difficult to tell the distance, but she certainly had those legs locked together. Super height. I thought that was a very nice vault.
Yeah, very nice. If anything, shoulders down, but there's a score, 14.633. The judges agree with you, Christine, there.
Well, yes, but you also, the shoulders were a little down on the landing. And we haven't seen very much on the beam this rotation. Ida Gustafsson, 13.966. They're creeping these scores. Oh, it's not the floor. It's not the beam, it's the floor. Oh, but we are going over to the beam, to Ruby Harold. We missed her bars, but she obviously performed well. She scored a 14.1, I think. And she's already qualified for bar final from the earlier competition, and for beam final. So she's not so renowned for beam as for bars, but we'll be... She'll be delighted to have made beam final, and thrilled to be working in this all-around European Championships.
It's really good for the younger gymnasts to get the experience of this, you know, the first major after an Olympic Games.